What's crazy is when you think about how mentally strong you are, how difficult it is for you to go through that. Now think of the average person. You know, have you seen that Painkiller show on Netflix?
I watched some of it. Yeah.
Fucking what they did to this country is so crazy.
Oh, I know. They're advertising it. Hey, this is the best drug since whatever, and this will keep you, keep you moving every day and give you a healthy lifestyle. Meanwhile, they didn't tell you that they're opiates and they're addictive and that they could kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one to start and the one to stay with. What was the slogan that they used, Jamie? Do you remember? We talked to Peter Berg, who made that show. Mm-hmm. And, he had to do a lot of research on the Sackler family and what they did and how they engineered this and how they knew that, people weren't just taking painkillers back then. It wasn't a normal thing.
Right.
Like when I was a kid, we talked about this, when I was a kid, for someone to take heroin was crazy. When you found out someone was taking heroin, you're like, Jesus Christ, Mike's taking heroin? Right. But when those pills came around, because it was prescribed by a doctor, everybody's like, it's fine, it's okay.
I thought it was too. I said, this is legal. My doctor's giving it to me. This is what I need, but I knew, after I started taking more than 4, and I was taking 5, 6, 7, 8, I knew I wasn't doing the right thing. I knew that I was going against what the doctors wanted. Because you know what I would do? I literally had 12 doctors that I was calling.
Oh.
Okay, so, and I had 12 different pharmacies, because you can't go to the same pharmacy twice in 1 month.
Oh, my God.
Okay, and I had a Mexican contact where I got them illegally. So I was getting about 2,700 pills a month.
Oh my God!
That is that.
Oh
and
my
you know what? That's all you
God.
think about. That's all you think about is how you're going to get your drug the next time. So I have this calendar, and every day it tells me which doctor to contact or contact your Mexican contact down in Mexico. So I have all these things set up so that I can get what I need, and it takes over your life. You no longer are living your life. Your marriage is, you're not worried about your marriage, your kids, your job, nothing. You're just worried about how you're going to get the drugs.
God. So crazy. And it's so crazy that this didn't exist. This didn't exist in America till, what, a couple decades ago?
Yeah.
When it started?
Yeah. Now, who's the people that...
The Sackler family.
Okay, they affiliate with Purdue or...
Yes.
Okay.
Purdue Pharma. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the story from the documentary is sensational. The series on Netflix is sensational. And it just shows how fucking evil those people were.
I wonder if they actually knew the dangers that were involved when they first started.
It seems like they knew.
They did?
It seems like they knew a lot. They absolutely knew it was addictive. That's why the FDA wouldn't approve it. And then they took this guy. There was one guy from the FDA that approved it. And this guy would not approve it. He was like, this is heroin. Like, we're not going to approve this.
Right.
And then they took this guy and they took him to a fucking hotel. And they had him in a hotel for 2 days. I don't know what they did. Like, no one knows what they did in this hotel for 2 days. But after the 2 days, he came out, and instead of saying it's non-addictive, for the first time ever, they said it is believed to not be addictive.
Wow. They
What
said
is
the
like
opposite.
somebody said it.
Yeah.
Like somebody believes it. Do you believe it?
like
Yeah, I don't
believing
think it's addictive. Okay, it's believed to not be addictive. I mean, to use that sort of terminology, you just need one person or
to say
someone.
that, yeah. Just approval from one person.
For one of the most dangerous drugs that this country's ever experienced. I
It
mean,
is the most dangerous drug. Yeah.
You look at the amount of people that have died from it. I mean, somewhere, the opiate overdoses in America are somewhere in the neighborhood of 100,000 a year.
That's
which
ridiculous.
is so crazy. So in 10 years, 1 million people die from this stuff.
Wow.
And who knows how many people committed suicide, who knows how many people died from car accidents, how many lives and families were wrecked.
Yeah, the painkillers being affiliated with that too. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So many, and it's just insane. It's insane how much power money has, and that a pharmaceutical company could influence people in that way. And in this documentary, they show, in the docuseries rather, they show how they did it.
And it's scary because a lot of those doctors, when they're younger or whatever, they're like, I want to help people. I want to make people feel better. I want to help humans. And then they're in the business a little bit, and they realize, well, if you want a vacation or if you want a yacht, If you wanted this, you
Yep.
got to play the game.
Yep. Also, you have liability insurance. You also have medical school bills. You have, the cost of running your business. It becomes like every other. It becomes like the stock market. It
Yeah,
becomes like anything else where you're just thinking about numbers. You're not thinking about people, and it's not your responsibility. And the crazy thing is, then they would shame the people when there was a strategy they had to say, "Oh, you're a drug addict. It's not the pills are a problem. You're a drug
You're the
addict.
addict, yeah.
You're an addict."
Yeah.
And the people be like, "Oh, I'm a drug addict." Like, no, they turn you into one. Everybody's a drug addict. If you give them 20 fucking pills a day, they all become drug. Every human being, human being, if you give them OxyContin all day, they will become that.
Everybody has the ability to be addicted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that,
everyone.
yeah.
I think everyone.
I had a wisdom tooth taken out like a decade ago, and this doctor was so nice. He was like a cool, smart guy, and he's like, "I'm gonna send you home with these 12 Vicodin or whatever they were, and if you feel pain, take 1 or 2 of them. You'll be great." And I started to feel pain like 4 or 6 hours after. I remember it was the day that the WWE Network came out because I got it. I'm like, this will be fun to watch, catch up on old stuff, which it was. It was amazing when that debuted. But anyway, so I have that on. Pain starts kicking in, and I take a half of one, just a half. And 20 minutes later, I just start sweating and smiling like a super villain. I mean, I could not take the smile off of my face. I was just in glory. And immediately, I'm like, this is bad. And even though I had never been happier, like my body was just, it was like just an overall orgasm for the entire mind, body, all the way down to your toes. Your fingertips are sweating with excitement. And I went and I flushed those other 9.5 or 11.5 pills down the toilet.
Yeah.
I knew
Good for you.
immediately. I'm like, this is trouble.
Good for you.
I mean, even if I would have taken the whole one, I probably would have been, could have changed my fucking entire life right then and there.
Easy.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't around when I got my first knee surgery, but when I got my first knee surgery when I was in the hospital, they had me on a morphine drip, and I remember lying in that hospital bed feeling so good. I was like, this is amazing. And I had a ACL reconstruction where they did the patella tendon graft, right? So, they cut your knee open, they take a slice of your patella tendon, and then they screw it in where your ACL used to be. And then they have you on this constant motion machine while you're in the hospital bed. So this thing is extending your knee and closing down. And then you had a button, and you hit the button, and the morphine drips. And I'm just lying in bed. I should have been in agony, and I'm like, wee.